from the south that way, and right in front of that square building was the South Tower, and hit that from the side. The whole thing from the first plane to the second building collapse took 102 minutes. Seemed a lot longer than that, didn't it? And 102 minutes, that's it. And so there was fires broke out everywhere, and there were various degrees of destruction all around. Where the South Tower was, a cross-section of beams came flying this way on the side towards the other end, about 200 feet back from the street, in the shape of a cross with some sheet metal wrapped around it. Roman Catholic parish in New York. Catholicism was illegal until after the black box. Right here, we're going to walk by this and you'll see a model for it. See where they hit the Freedom Tower, 1776. And if you look at this old building right here that was built in 1907 with the dormer, the copper roof and the dormer windows, that's the color the Statue of Liberty was when she arrived here. It took 17 years for her to turn green. But that building was built by Cass Gilbert, who did the Woolworth Tower, and fire broke out in there, but it was easy to maintain because it was so well insulated for fire. Back then they spared no expense. Every floor had a foot of concrete between it. Every beam had a foot of concrete around it, but a plane didn't hit it either. So we're gonna just walk. Church Street, like in front of that, this side of that building. Just walk straight down this way and walk right to Battery Park. But you're trying to walk to the subway. Go ahead, go inside this glass building and then walk up. Walk along here, go up over that way. Stood there, and that building was the headquarters for the Emergency Control Command Center, where something like this is going to happen. Giuliani put there because he was told not to do it since it was a threatened site, and that's all. He's the kind of guy that you tell him not to do something and he's going to prove you wrong. So he had his Emergency Control Command Center there, and on the 23rd and 28th floors were the bunkers, because I guess he thought he was going to fool people. No, I don't like them. I have an opinion. I'm not supposed to have one, but I do. Right in front of us, right here, you wouldn't have been able to see because it would have been all South Tower. All these windows were broken. Bridge, then North Tower, so you really didn't have a very good view originally. So the fireproofing of the buildings, they continued to use this even though they didn't retest it. So in the 93 bombing, when it wasn't that effective, they said it's because it blew out of place. It slid out of place. They didn't put enough on. So without retesting it again, they decided when people moved out of their offices, they renovate, they put on 1.5 inches without testing it again. But I don't know if that's true. Said in the delegate way, so the South Tower will go here, and then the trees will be all in between them, and then the North Tower will be over there, and the fountain. And then this is the only building that's the Freedom Tower is the only one officially that they have any plans that they're showing official scale. They just took everything down about the transportation center, so I don't know what's happening there. But, and I tried to read a paper about 10 pages on where the money is, and I got a headache. And stay there, hope is on the way, hope is on the way. That's what they were told. Well, I'm having a hard time living with themselves, but it's, and so then when they're shoving their clothes in the door, back to where we met. You get off the ferry behind this fort, you can see this there. You're going to walk along it, and it's going to walk right to the last building. You're going to walk into that building, and there is the #1 subway. It's the last stop. So you can't, it's the only train that stops there.
淨係用晒啊！淨係呢個有完整嘅啫，其他嗰啲用晒啊！係喎，點解咧？呢嚿嘢剩翻喺度啊？係啊，淨係得呢嚿頭先嗰嚿嘢，唔知嗰個嘢唔知幫我哋影呢嚿嘢冇喎？係啊，應該有，係企得咁遠應該有，應該有，佢企得咁遠嘅。你有？